How's it going, everybody? It's Shane V, and I'm the host of this very new show. According to Shane, it's a talk show where we converse with people from all sorts of places. Last time we had Sopranos actor Chris Caldavino on the show. This time we're having another very talented artist, but he's not an actor, he's a singer. He's from New York. He is the definition of a showman. He's the definition of old school. He has been compared to Frank Sinatra. Allow me to welcome Sal, the voice Valentinetti.
How you doing, everybody?
Sal, how are you? Thank
Shane,
you for coming.
Good to see you. Good
Very
to see
good
you,
to
pal.
see you. So, Sal, you're from Long Island, New York, right?
Yeah.
How did that affect your career?
How did being from Long Island affect my career?
Yeah, the people from Long Island. And
There's nobody like the people from Long Island. I mean, if you wanted to find the most honest, genuine group of folks on planet Earth, they come out of Long Island. A lot of hardworking people, a lot of blue collar people, but a nice big mix. So I had the honor of growing up around a lot of great people. My friends and family, for one, really supported me through this whole entire process. You're Armenian, right?
Yes.
So you know what family means. You know, family is everything. Family sticks behind you. If you're interested in something, family gets behind you and they push you until you get there. So growing up, surrounded by family on Long Island, surrounded by great folks, great people, and coming from there to do America's Got Talent, really, I mean, that changed. I think that changed the outcome of the show. I don't think I would have came in fifth had I not been from Long Island. If I was from Topeka, Kansas, or someplace where my neighbors were 4 miles away, I don't think I would have been able to do that.
Definitely. And when you did America's Got Talent, it was because of the people and, like you've mentioned before, like your grandmother's music and the soul that the people there have.
Yeah. My grandmother gave me this music when I was young.
Yeah.
You know, so I would grow up listening to it in her kitchen, and then from there I really didn't start listening to it until she passed away.
God rest her soul.
And then a few years later, I was singing in the shower, and I liked it. My parents were tone deaf, so they don't know what's going on. So it's not like my mother or father could have said, "Oh, we got to get this kid singing lessons right away." It wasn't until I was 15 years old. I was going into advanced concert band in my high school, Holy Trinity High School. Shout out the Titans. So I'm going into the advanced concert band, and I got in, so my parents were like, hey, you got to get private lessons. So I was in a private baritone. I played the baritone horn.
Oh, okay.
It's like a tuba and a trombone, had an ugly kid.
So so you play instruments too?
Yeah, well, I play that instrument.
Yeah.
Because that's as far as it got. I was in a horn lesson, and the guy goes, all right, play something you want to play. I said, there's a song by Bobby Darin that me and my grandma used to listen to. I don't know the name of it. He goes, how does it go? I said, oh, the shark, babe, has such teeth, dear, and he shows them pearly whites. And it's Mac the Knife. So I did the whole thing all the way through. Little did I know that's a difficult song to do because of the modulations, it changes key, whatever. And I did it, and the rest is history. My family, they all heard it at some point, and then when my Uncle Joe found out that I could sing, my Uncle Joe was like my best friend. He goes, hey, my friend has this restaurant. He'll give you $100 every Thursday night. And I was delivering pizza in a Cadillac, which is the most counterproductive thing you could do.
That's the first thing you mentioned.
If you want to deliver pizzas, buy a Prius if you want to make money. Buy a Cadillac if you want to just throw it in the gas tank. So that's what I was doing. I needed extra scratch. So he goes, you could sing at my friend's restaurant, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with performing. I never knew that I would like it that much because the first time you do it, it's awkward. This thing you used to do in the shower, now people are coming to see you do it. It's a little weird of a situation. I did it for about a year up until my Uncle Joe goes, hey, American Idol is coming to the Nassau Coliseum in a couple weeks. It might be something you want to think about. I said, all right, not for me, American Idol. They're all like yuppies. They wear like skinny jeans and glasses with no glass in them, and they all sing Ed Sheeran. That's not me. That's not me.
Not us.
That's
not me
good. Listen, it's good if you do it. It's not me.
Yeah, we're not putting anybody down, but that's definitely not us over here.
So he told me, go and do what you do, and if they don't like you, I'll let you use my Range Rover for the rest of the summer. So I was like, I'm getting a new Range Rover. So I went, and I was so confident that I wasn't going to get on the show that they put me on the show. And I sang in front of Harry Connick Jr., Jennifer Lopez. Adam Lambert was standing in for Keith Urban because Nicole Kidman's father had just passed away. So then I met him. They put me through to Hollywood. I went through to Hollywood. It was a whole big thing. And then I went home during Hollywood Week, and I never thought anything of it until about a year later. I get a call from a casting producer at NBC saying, "Hey, you should really try out for America's Got Talent."
Oh, okay. So you got invited to America's Got Talent.
I didn't get invited to the show. I got invited to the audition.
Yeah, the audition. Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, they cherry pick these people."
No.
So in other words, they pick these people off the internet and put them on the show. You know, because the same season that I was on, Laura Breton, she had won Romania's Got Talent as an opera singer, and here she is, and she's on the show, and everyone's like, "Oh, she won already. That's why she's on." It's not why she's on. You still have to go through the audition process.
Yeah.
You still have to go through all of the hoops. You still have to jump through. So we went to Queens College. We sat with an associate producer who passed us, Alexa Keene, by the way, the best in the business. She's out there. So she put us through to a story producer, told how I got there, what's been going on with my life. She's like, "Oh my God, you guys are just funny. You're great." Tommy was there.
Big Time Tommy.
Big Time Tommy. He's a gem. He's one of a kind.
There's no one like Tommy.
There is nobody like Tommy.
One of
with
one.
an IE, not a Y. Because if you put it with a Y,
He gets
upset.
mad. I've seen that
He gets
before.
upset. He gets real offended. Tommy doesn't get offended by much. He gets offended by that. But no, Tommy honestly was a great asset. Like it was cool to have like one of the guys from the neighborhood there with me, and it always like kept me through the whole process, which it could change you a little bit. They push you.
Definitely, yeah.
We got through to the auditions, which are held right over here in Pasadena on Colorado Street at the Pasadena Civic Center.
Okay.
And that's the stage that changed my life. You know, I was doing music kind of like as an other thing.
Yeah.
I never thought it would be a career. Like everybody who moves out here puts their life on the line for their career. I wasn't at that point. You know, I was kind of like, well, if it happens, that's great, but I don't think it's going to happen. I was so full of doubt until I was doing my way on stage at AGT, in front of the judges, in front of the huge crowd at the Civic Center in Pasadena. I get to the end of the song and the crowd jumps up. Before the song was even over, the crowd is on their feet. And I remember getting overwhelmed with this feeling of joy and accomplishment, like I had already done something.
Yeah.
And it was that moment I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And the song was over and people were on their feet. And I was like, I love you guys. Thank you. I love you guys. You guys are great. And everyone was just like, what the heck just happened? Because I'm like, you know, I'm not somebody that people would look at and say, oh, wow, this is going to be a great act. You know?
That's kind of what I went through when I saw it, because actually my uncle is like, hey, there's this guy who sings and it's just for you, just for old soul people like you, you'd love it. I'm like, okay, then I'll check it out. And I see you coming in with Tommy, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to like this. I'm going to like this.
People look at us right away, and they're like, oh my God, look at these Goomba people.
Nah.
Like they get turned off by our personality.
No.
And I think it has something to do with Jersey Shore. I mean, I love those people, but what they did early on with that show was disgusting. Because
Really?
it painted us in a terrible light. Think about that. If they did a show about Mexicans and made it like a bunch of people in a field, picking vegetables, people be incensed. They'd be like, what is this?
Definitely, yeah.
There are Mexicans that do great things. There are Italians from those parts of the world who have this accent who go on to do great things.
Definitely.
You know? And people look at us and they immediately put us down. They say, oh, we don't get the whole Goomba Italian thing. Well, I don't get your whole stuck-up Beverly Hills bullshit. Excuse my language.
Don't worry about it, Sal. They deserve it.
I don't get
That's
that. I don't get what
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
get that as soon as you see someone, you write them off. So people saw me, walking up and they were like, oh, this is weird. This is different. He's loud. He's obnoxious.
Yeah, no, that's
People said I was
ridiculous.
cocky because I was confident.
That's what made you so special.
That's who we are.
Look at this. It's the first time, one of the first times you're going on national television.
Yeah.
You're going in front of literally living legends. Heidi Klum, Simon Cowell, Howie Mandel.
Yeah.
And
I kind of paid them no mind and was like, just go out there and be yourself.
Yeah. And when you go, you're singing, you're doing amazing. Not only that, it's like you've done this a million times before. First thing they do, they ask you, are you married? You go like, no, I'm too young. And the next thing they ask you, do you have a girlfriend? You're like, Heidi Klum, how you doing? You know?
Yeah, listen,
who could do that?
I was going to try to make it happen.
You almost did.
Let me ask you something. You're a 16-year-old Armenian boy.
Yeah.
You're full of pride of nationality.
Sure.
And, you know, your testosterone, right?
Sure, yeah.
So if you're standing outside of an Armenian restaurant, you and your family, you and your friends just sat down, you had a nice meal, you're sitting outside, who's got a cigar, who's got a cigarette, you're talking, you're bullshitting, and all of a sudden, these girls walk by. Are you going to turn around and face the wall? No.
Of course not.
You say something. Whatever you say, you're going to say it.
Definitely.
That's what we do. I treated it like any other hangout. You know, we hang out with guys in front of the cafe. Girls walk by, we say, how you doing?
Yeah, that's what you have to do.
Some of them turn around and say, how you doing? Oh, all right. Like Heidi did.
Yeah.
See?
She was
you miss all the shots you don't take.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it worked with Heidi. You got to perform with her later on. She
I
loved
got to
you.
do a duet with Heidi Klum.
That was
She
amazing.
liked it that much. She was so cool. She's still cool. She still follows me on social media and messages me from time to time.
Yeah, of course.
She's the best. She really is.
Because you're the best, Sal.
I'm all right.
She saw it, Sal.
I'm just some goomba from New York. Look at me.
Yeah.
I'm a disaster today. I just came from Palm Springs, California. As beautiful as the ocean is and LA is in California, there's a part of California where humans should not go. It's called the desert. It's right over the hill. It's just a bunch of dirt and sand.
I was
wind.
there 2 days ago with friends. It was freezing.
Really?
Yeah, it was
freezing.
It was wind.
Look at me. I'm
it
dying.
was wind. No, yeah. And then when Sal goes,
I'm like beet red. I thought I was gonna get a tan. I turned into a lobster.
Yeah.
Forget it. But I'm doing a show there Friday
April
night.
26th,
April
yes.
26th, and at the Indian Wells Theater in Palm Springs.
Everybody, if you're from the Palm Springs area, you definitely should go check
Of course,
it out.
why not? Take a ride.
Yeah, take a ride. It's only an hour and a half.
It's not so bad.
Yeah. Anything's worth it for Sal.
This guy. This guy, he knows how to schmooze.
That's how you do it.
Well, that's the thing. You know, growing up where I grew up from, we all have this accent, we all have this attitude, but it's conducive to success. You know, a lot of guys with this type of attitude, they come out and think about it. Somebody's as loud as me. Are you going to pay attention to anyone else in the room?
No, because you're the star of the room.
Well, it's not just that. You got to come and you got to command. That's how my father was a union leader in New York. He taught me that you got to command the room. If you walk around like you're the boss, soon enough you will be.
Definitely.
And that's how it goes. But that's how I was raised. A lot of people weren't raised the same way. That's why they don't get it. But I'm sure that's how.
That's how I was raised too.
See?
And not only that I was raised, I taught myself. I taught myself.
As long as you're respectful of everybody and what they're doing, you're respectful of the place. You go in, you go in with your big personality, you wear your heart on your sleeve, and that's how it is. That's what we did, and I think that's what America took to.
Yeah.
Some saw how honest we were, how real we were, and it was something that they hadn't seen in a long time. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you this. You know, the reason why some of these reality shows don't work out, and a lot of the new shows on TV and this and that, and who's doing a lot of the podcasts, you know, some people, they do what you do.
Yeah. And
the whole time they're pretending to be or do something else. You know, we don't pretend. We don't put on for anybody.
Yeah.
We just are who we are.
Definitely.
And I think that's what America saw. America saw that honesty because America can smell it from across the street.
Of course. That's what made you so special and that whole show so special. And after you perform, as amazing as you sing, I think they love your personality too. That's why Heidi Klum was like, you know what I'm thinking? And you're just there like, what is she going to say? She just hits that golden buzzer.
I had no idea what it was.
You didn't know?
I didn't know. They were explaining it to me before we went on stage. I was all like, I was in like a daze. Like they were picking me up. They were sitting me in front of this camera and they're picking me up and saying, Sal, go outside. You got to go do this video package deal with this guy. I'm like, okay. And then I come back inside. They sit me in front of a producer. Then they sit me in front of a camera. Then they put me in front of a phone and do something for social media. And I was like, I was dizzy. So they were explaining to me what the golden buzzer is. And it sounds like, you ever see Charlie Brown? You ever watch Charlie Brown? Do you know what I'm talking about, Charlie Brown? And when the teacher talks in Charlie Brown, he goes,
the cartoon.
Yeah, the cartoon.
Yeah, of course. I don't know. I was thinking of.
So that's how it was. It was like I couldn't even figure out what they were talking about. And I go out on stage, I do the thing. Heidi stands up and hits this button, and all of a sudden there's cannons shooting out at me.
I got goosebumps behind the screen.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I still watch that video like once a month, and still has like 12 million views, and it's going up.
Yeah.
And you just see Tommy running.
It's the first and last time I ever saw Tommy run.
Tommy running to you.
Tommy doesn't run. If you're out there, America, and you see Tommy running, you should run too. Because whatever he shot is still chasing him. You should run too.
Tommy running, man, that was something else. And
it really was.
I actually saw Tommy, I think, on Carfellas before.
Tommy had his own show.
Yeah.
Tommy had Carfellas on Discovery Channel. It was huge. It was Tommy, Mike, and Mario. You know Mike, the bald guy on Carfellas?
He was making jokes about him all the time, breaking balls all the time.
So Mike, I hang out with Mike all the time, and Tommy, of course, at the cigar lounges, the car shows, he's always around, and Mario's the one we always pick on.
Yeah.
So I
saw that.
All those guys they all became friends of ours right before AGT. You know, like those formative years when I was hanging out and I had my first caddy and I dressed it up all nice, and that's the guys who I grew up around. So to have those guys, their support too was tremendous. And people were like, Tommy, you're the guy from Carfellas. You're the guy from Discovery Channel. You had the car show. And he's like, yeah, I did.
Yeah. Thought of the day.
His thought of the day. It's precisely one thought every day. And he puts it on Instagram.
Trust me.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the best things that you could possibly hear. And anyone who's feeling down, anyone who's even feeling up, listen to Tommy whenever you can.
Words of inspiration.
Short but sweet.
That's how he is. He's short but sweet.
With the cigar and,
Tommy's the best. Tommy's the best. He really, there is nobody like Tommy. Nobody. I have, and every time like somebody's like, there are people out there who like try to do what he's doing. Mm-hmm. Like there's this guy, Chicky from Boston.
I have not seen him.
He's like a rip-off Tommy. It's hilarious. And we had an idea to do a show. Somebody had an idea to do a TV show where they put the two of them in a house and just let them go at each other. I said, that's great. That's great. What more could you want? These two guys.
Nothing more.
Who are ridiculous, but Tommy's like the good type of ridiculous because he's the OG.
He's OS for life.
OS for life. Take it easy.
Take it easy, yeah. And he's your cousin, right?
Yeah, he's too much. He's too much, though. My Aunt Terry is an angel from heaven. His mom?
Oh, his mom.
She's going right up. She's got a spot right up there. Tommy's got 19 Cadillacs.
19.
Tommy has 19 Cadillacs.
19 Cadillacs.
19, and nowhere to put them.
I wish I had one.
They're all over his front lawn. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know he has 19. I thought he has like 4 or 5.
No, he's 19. No. He circulates like 4 or 5 for a couple of months, and then he'll circulate like a different 3 or 4 cars, and then a different
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. It's a little ridiculous.
It's Tommy though.
It's Tommy. Yeah. And when you see a Tommy car rolling down the street, you know exactly who it is.
You don't see that where we're at right now. We're in LA right now.
No.
You don't see that.
That's why I brought mine.
That's what I was surprised. I'm like, Sal, how'd you get this here? Like, I shipped it. I'm like,
shipped
wow,
it. Well,
that's
I was
amazing.
LA, you could rent a car from basically anyone. There's apps to rent cars. Mm-hmm. You could rent it at the airport. There's, of course, the regular rental places. But they were all like, for the month, you'd be paying $3,000. And I was like, that'd be nice. But for less, I can send my car.
It's better than all the ones they've got.
I'm going to send a convertible, get a tan, be outside in the California sunshine.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah. And you're liking it so far? Yeah.
I am. I'm excited to go home. I am.
Yeah.
I like LA. I like the weather. I like the scenery. It's beautiful. But there's something to be said about how like nobody's from here, so nobody's very like neighborly. Mm-hmm. Like, I stayed in North Carolina for a month last year doing a project. And I would walk around in the evening, like take a walk around the block, and people would wave and say hello. Here, ooh, forget it. If you're waving at them, they're looking at you like,
is he crazy?
Who are you?
Does he have a hand?
Do we know each other? Is that why you're waving to me? Does he have a hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very different here. Very different.
I lived here my whole life, and it's kind of boring when it comes to
people
that
make
stuff.
plans with you and then like cancel at the last minute. Very weird. Very weird. Not like New York.
I've been to New York many times. I haven't been to Long Island. I stayed in Manhattan.
Yeah.
I love the city. Like, I love it. You probably don't.
It's got a vibe. No, I do.
You do? You do?
I do.
Yeah?
I'm probably going to be staying there this summer.
Oh, okay.
It's got a vibe to it that no other place on earth does.
Like Sinatra said.
Yeah.
New York, New York.
Yeah. It really is the top of the top. No offense to LA. You're great. New York's the best.
Sorry, LA.
It will always be the best. There will never be a time when New York is not the greatest city in the world. That's it by definition. You can get anything you want in New York at any time of day or night. Anything you can get. You can think of it, you can get it, as long as you're in New York. You know, I always said, oh, maybe like a good career move would be to move out here.
Yeah.
You're thinking, what can I do out here that I can't do in New York?
Especially now.
Yeah.
It's gotten even better there.
Yeah.
When it comes to, casting agencies and all of that.
You know what it is, too? It's, yes, but see, if you live in New York, it's a lot more expensive. As expensive as LA is, New York's a lot more expensive. And then if you want to live on Long Island, where I'm from, the taxes are like $25,000 a year.
Yeah, I don't like taxes.
For a house. You're good. You don't have to pay taxes. You're all right.
I don't have any taxes, but that's why I don't want to get old, man. Taxes. Nope.
Yeah, that's it. That's what death and taxes. That's what you have to look forward to. You pay all tax and then you die. What do you get for the taxes?
Death.
You get to use your little piece of property.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least like in Long Island, we're not like built into the side of a mountain, so we don't have to worry about like earthquakes and mudslides and fires and.
I wasn't alive at the last biggest earthquake that there was here. It was in Northridge. It was like 94 or something like that. Thank God. Keep my fingers crossed. We haven't had a big one yet, but you always have that thought.
Knock on metal. Knock on glass.
Metal,
whatever.
glass.
Sure.
Yeah. But you always have that thought in the back of your head. But then again.
Because of AGT, I've been able to travel the world and sing
I
all over.
see that.
We do shows constantly in Boston, in Detroit, Chicago, down in Florida, Ohio, down in D.C., Jersey, New York, New Hampshire, all over that part of the country. And then I've been able to see, like I had a private gig in North Dakota, South Dakota, one of the Dakotas, North Dakota. It was North Dakota in the winter in February. Yeah,
I think I saw that. Weren't you driving on
Negative 30
snow?
degrees. We were driving on the lake. The lake was so frozen.
I saw that
you
on
could
your
pull
story.
a pickup truck right onto it.
Thank God it's spring. It was cold here too during the winter. I don't know if you came. For LA it was cold. It was like 40 degrees.
Oh my God. It was 40 degrees. My Starbucks is gonna get cold. In New York it gets cold. New York it gets like down to like -10.
I see. That's the one reason why, like, when I get older, like, that's the only thing that's stopping me from moving to New York.
Well, Florida is nice too, but it gets
Florida is
very hot. Humid and hot. It's like soup during the summer.
I was there February.
It's like living in a bowl of soup. February, it's nice. February, it's beautiful. I was there in February. It's incredible.
Delray Beach with Tommy, right?
Delray
we were there at
Beach
the
with
same
Tommy.
time. I
Really?
haven't talked to Tommy.
You gotta get. That's where he sits all day. Is the beach. He goes from the house to the beach to the pizzeria to the house to the beach. It's all over again.
All over again.
That's what he does. If you're in Delray Beach during the winter and you want to happen upon Tommy, just go down A1A by the beach. He's sitting there.
He was working on a movie or so, right? Something like that.
Yeah, Tommy does a lot of extra work. Tommy's like a character actor. If you want a guy, if you need a guy in your movie like Tommy, don't try to cast a Tommy. Just call Tommy. He'll be himself. He'll gladly be himself for a movie. He's done it before.
He doesn't need any acting teachers. He
No,
doesn't need
you
nothing.
just tell him what to say, when to say it, and he'll do it.
He'll do it.
And he's great at it. He really is. Tommy's. You need Tommy here. He's.
One day, we're gonna have Tommy here, and that's gonna be.
It's a long
something
flight.
else.
It's a long
Yeah.
flight. It's tough for Tommy to do the long flight.
Really,
But one day he'll be better. He'll do it.
really.
Yeah. So he'll trust me. He'll be back. He's good.
Yeah, he just came from Florida.
Just came from
Saw him with
Florida.
the cigar on the plane. We saw that beautiful picture of him. He had the cigar in his mouth on the airplane.
Yeah, Tommy gets on airplanes with cigars that are like half burnt, and the stewardess is looking at him like, "Excuse me, sir, there's no smoking on this flight. You're not gonna light that on this flight. Are you gonna light that on this flight?" And they're like, Tommy's like, "What? I didn't know I wasn't in the smoking section." And they look at him like, "That's funny, sir. Go sit down." He's too much. He is.
We could talk about him for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And we won't stop.
No,
Oh, yeah.
there's so much to talk about when it comes to Tommy. Because everyone is always very like, so what does he do? I'm like, what do you mean? What does he do?
What does he do, really?
He's a fresh air inspector. He goes outside,
Yeah.
inspects the fresh air. He does acting, you know. He does the Vinny Dice and Big Time Tommy old school Facebook live show. It's a mouthful. But the Vinny Dice and Big Time Tommy old school Facebook live shows, usually on Tuesday nights during the summer. Our other friend Vinny Dice and Tommy, they go around causing problems, doing shenanigans.
Okay.
And it's fun, and that's what he does. And some places they'll pay him. Well, by the way, call DJ Vinny Dice if you want to get them down there.
At DJ Vinny Dice.
Yeah, at DJ Vinny
Okay.
Dice. If you hire them, they will come to wherever your place of business, your restaurant, and they'll tell everyone they're going there, and they'll do their Facebook Live show from there. And then everyone will go there because everyone kind of gets in the cut. So it's fun, and that's what he does. But he comes around to some of the shows that he can make it to, especially when we do Boston and Jersey.
Around the East Coast areas.
Yeah, and it's so funny because the people who come to our shows, they really just want to hang out. Like people who come to my show, they just want to hang out with me. It's so funny. We'll go to restaurants afterwards or the next day, and people will just come and sit and hang out. And we'll hang out with them.
Because, Sal, you're a unique character, man. I don't know anyone like you.
You come to New York.
Well, hopefully.
A lot of people say that. Sal, we've never met anyone like you. I said, that's because you've never been to New York. Everybody's like this.
I've seen a lot of people like you behind the screen.
You know why they tell
Especially-
people everyone in New York is mean and nasty and impatient?
Because
we don't want anyone else coming. We're full. New York is full. If you're going to come visit, go home because it's full.
Yeah.
We're good. But we're the nicest, most generous people on planet Earth.
Yep.
Think about it. If you slip and fall in the middle of the street here in LA, not a lot of people are going to come run and help you. You do it in New
Legally.
York, everybody comes to help you. Everybody. If you ask for directions in New York, you'll get them. You'll get them very quickly, and you'll have to remember them.
Yeah.
But you'll get them.
Yeah.
It's not the same in other parts of the world. So New York, we're genuine people. We're very friendly people. We're personable people. And thankfully, because we are who we are, when we go places, we attract the same type of people. Like I have lifelong friends now in Chicago, in Detroit, in Boston, in Philadelphia, all over the country. Where before that, all I knew was people from New York and New Jersey. You know, we have friends now that we'll have for the rest of our lives because of that, because we were real and because we attract real people. Yeah, and that's how it's been going for the last 2.5 years. We've been traveling all over the country. Sal the Voice NY for tickets for show dates, but we've been traveling all over the country, doing such great stuff. We do a lot of charity stuff. We get to.
I've seen it.
Yeah, I mean, I get to change people's lives. You know,
really
that's the best thing about what I do is that I have the ability to make people half as happy as this whole thing makes me.
You're changing my life, so really.
Yeah, I'm very glad.
Of course.
You know, you gotta every day. I'll just continue inspiring them. Every day is a blessing as long as you're happy with what you're doing. And I love what I'm doing. Whether
see.
it's a month where I'm busy, I'm flying all over the world, or it's a month where I'm just hanging out at home or traveling or going to see some new places like Los Angeles. But as long as I'm doing this, I'm always happy. I'm always happy. Somebody said that to me the other day. Oh, you have such a happy energy about you. And I was like, do I? I'm a happy guy. Even if you're not happy, there's no reason why you should make anyone else's day miserable because you're not happy. Always put your best foot forward. Always smile when you walk in and out of places. It goes a long way. People remember you for that. And if you're a jerk, they'll remember you for that too. So transversely.
Always.
But if you're a nice guy, people will remember you as, oh, there's that guy. He was so nice to me. Or there's Sal the Voice. Oh, he stopped at an airport and missed his flight, taking pictures of me and my family. I've done that before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It just is what it is.
How really I feel the happy energy just sitting next to you. And
Oh, good.
really.
Good. It's also because I see I'm shaped like a planet, so I have an orbit. I have an orbit around me, and it catches people if you're not careful.
So Sal, how are things with AGT Champions? I saw you on that recently.
Yeah, that was cool, huh?
Very cool.
I got a call out of the deep blue sky from Alexa Keene, my producer. She goes, Sal, what are you doing next week? I'm like, I have this thing in Bermuda. I have this other thing on the weekend. And she's like, no worries. Why don't you come and hang out with us? We're doing a little show. America's Got Talent Champions. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they're bringing back the people who
It was
they
homecoming.
Thought, yeah.
It was like going home. It
Yep.
really was. It was like going home. I felt at home. I saw all the people that I was on the show with. It was such a nice time. All the different producers and directors, and everyone was really happy. And like people were like, it was really, Sal, you were like a breath of fresh air. I was like, oh, good, because I got called out of the blue sky to come and do this.
And you lit up that room. Your performance is outstanding.
That's what I do when I do shows now. Whenever I travel, whether it's, like I said, Boston, Chicago, Detroit, in Palm Springs this Friday, Beverly Hills next Wednesday, May 1st at Vibrato.
For Vibrato, it was the Jazz Club, I believe.
Yeah, it's the Jazz
You might
Club.
even bump into me there. Everybody, you better go check it out.
Better come. I'll see
Yeah.
you there. But
Definitely.
whenever I do a show, I bring the energy because I know if you give that energy to the crowd, they'll give it right back to you. And we proved that at AGT Champions. I was like, I'm going to light up the stage.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring them that energy, that feel-good vibe that I do, and we'll see how people react. And it was tremendous. People were like, wow. And I didn't know that was, Heidi and Mel's last hurrah. Nobody knew. None of us knew that they were going to leave the show after that.
Oh, they are.
So yeah, new judges on AGT this year.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Gabrielle Union and Julianne Hough,
Okay.
and along with the all-new full-time host Terry Crews.
Oh, Terry Crews is an amazing host.
He's a great host,
yeah,
right?
He loved your performance, and
He was the coolest.
Yeah, definitely.
He was so cool because he was the
Yeah.
only other big guy in the room. It was me, my dad, who's 6'3", and Terry Crews.
You got some of it. You're like 6-something almost, right?
I'm 5'11". I'm a confident 5'11", which I think brings you over 6 foot. If you're 5'11", you stand with your chest up like that,
You're
you're
6'1".
automatically 6'1".
Yeah.
That's how it goes. People are like, whoa. See, my father's 6'3". He's bald. He's got scars all over his head from hitting his head on stuff.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. So you gotta, as long as you walk tall, you're good. You're good.
Nothing to worry.
Yeah, but vibrato, that same energy, it's just, no matter how big or small the room is, you bring it. And you get people excited. You got to get people excited for this. I'm singing music that's 60, 70, 80 years old.
And you're doing it in such a good way where people are actually like, okay, they're catching on.
You got to get people into it.
They're
I'm
listening.
into it for that reason. I'm
Yep.
into it because it's big, it's fast, it's live, it's fun. I have so much fun. That's all I want to do is make people have fun. If I'm doing that, I've succeeded. Don't care if they ever bring me back again.
You've succeeded tremendously. And is there anything else that you're thinking about doing outside of performing on shows or anything? Yeah.
I'd love to get into acting.
Acting.
Hosting game shows, things like that.
Okay,
I think we could do it.
Definitely. I mean,
think,
you've got it. The
I
Dean.
think people would like to see it.
Definitely. Remember you mentioned the
Plus,
Dean.
I look a little Armenian So I'll have the whole Armenian community behind me.
Yeah,
out here.
you got us, man.
I got the look.
all the way. All
Some
the way.
people ask me. That's anyone who's like Armenian, Romanian, a lot of the gypsy people. They go. You look like us, so we like you. I'm like, oh great,
Yeah.
fantastic. I didn't know.
They say the same to me. Some people say, "Are you Italian?" It's,
You look Italian.
Yeah, because
Same
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Same. We're all from. Look,
Yeah.
uno faccio una razza. That's what we say. One face, one race. We all got the same face.
Personality-wise too.
Personality-wise
People
too.
do not know I'm Armenian. They think I'm Italian and the main reason why I started this show, as you can see the film clapper here, is because of movies. I mean, I'm trying to get into acting. You know, I've done a lot of stuff, and it's because of Italian movies. I mean, I've probably seen Sopranos.
Because you
20
watch
times.
it, you're like, wow.
That's the kind of life that appeases me, and you know
Is
all
the importance of family, you know, the importance of community. You know, in Italian American culture, when we first got to this country,
on Ellis Island.
we had to find each other. You know, we all had to come together because it was us against the world. Back in the day, there was signs outside of stores in New York, in the very place where they named the bridge after an Italian, the Verrazano Bridge.
Yeah.
In that very, very place, there were signs saying, no blacks, no Jews, no Italians. They're saying, if you're Italian or Irish or Jewish or black, don't bother coming in here and trying to get work, because we have no work for you. They told my grandfather, my great-grandparents, that the streets were paved with gold. That you should go to America, the streets are paved with gold. The streets weren't even paved at all. And what's more is that when my grandfather got here, they wanted him to pave them. So that's how we came up. But because of that, we came together. A lot of community policing, which is what The Sopranos is about. It's about the mafia and how the mafia was basically the community police department. They would make sure that everyone was taken care of. And in the same token, you know, they needed a little something back. But more importantly, you know, The Sopranos for us highlights the family dynamic of being Italian and getting together on Sundays and sharing with each other.
All the values and the traditions that they'll never let go of, just like they did when you guys got here. You guys battled and you got to the top.
Yeah, right. You meet your friends here who are from here, and they're like, my aunt lives in Colorado and my uncle lives in Arizona.
Yeah.
And we live here, so we never see each other. That doesn't happen in our culture. It just doesn't happen. Doesn't happen in our Armenian culture. Everyone sticks together. You know, your family, friends come and go. You know, that's another thing I found out. They put so much emphasis on friends. Friends aren't there forever. Your family's there forever.
Definitely.
You know? But then again, family isn't always who you're born with, it's who you die for. If you make friends who stick by you like family, that's the same thing. But family always sticks together. There's that dynamic. You know, that's why I got into this music, too, was the
value and the meaning of it.
Well, the value and the meaning of being Italian and looking, you know, I would listen to the Backstreet Boys and I would look, and none of them were Italian. You know, NSYNC, I think, you got Joey Fatone. Was it NSYNC or New Kids on the Block? I forgot which one it was.
Yeah, I don't really.
But he was the only Italian doing anything in pop culture at that time. So I would listen to Frank Sinatra, to Jerry Vale, Vic Damone, Jimmy Roselli, Frankie Valli, Rosemary Clooney, Bobby Darin, Dean Martin, Tony Bennett, all Italians and famous and, you know, big bands and singers and such beautiful voices and beautiful music, and that's how I fell in love with it. I was like, look, these are Italians doing what we do. And I said, wow, that's incredible. And then you watch The Sopranos, see how many Italians became actors on that show. So isn't it so funny how we fight the stereotype? We say, that's not all of us. They're like, hey, do you want a part in a mob movie? You're like, yeah, sure.
That's what got, honestly, maybe The Sopranos and, you know, mob movies and old Italian-American film is the reason why I'm sitting here with you today, because of the Renaissance period at the time people created. Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, those guys made art that will never be...
Never go away. They left a legacy.
They left a legacy.
You don't get that a lot these days with the new music that comes out. Like Ariana Grande, she's great. She's beautiful. She's Italian. But
I didn't know that.
Her music is soulless. There's nothing to it. There's no feeling behind it. She's talking about how, bad her life is because of her boyfriends. I don't feel bad for you, Ariana. I'm sorry.
Neither do I.
I don't feel bad.
You could be mad at both of us.
You grew up in Boca Raton. Now you live in the high life. I don't feel bad.
Yeah, so Sal, you have 2 albums out already.
That's right.
One
The
is
Voice.
The Voice and the Christmas album.
Yeah, Christmas presents with a T.
2 amazing albums
Thank
that
you.
I encourage all of you to go listen to. It's sold anywhere music is sold.
Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, SalTheVoiceNY.com. Keep pushing people back over there. But doing an album is important, and doing it on your own is scary, but because it's so much money. But
Yeah.
it's good once you have it out there. You're like, wow, I'm really proud of this, and people are like, oh yeah, we love this. My Christmas album did very well. The Voice EP did very well, and it's a lot of fun too. It's weird when people are bringing you like your CD to sign. They're like,
Yeah.
here, sign this. I'm like, oh, I did this. This is
it
me.
really me? Damn.
That's my face.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not? And it's also good to put music out there. I say for any musicians out there, no matter whether you have 100,000 or 5,000 to spend on an album, do it. Put your music out there, because if somebody can pick something up and pop it in and hear it, that goes a long way. And I know everyone's saying, well, you can get famous off of YouTube. Look at Billie Eilish and all that. She became a social media star.
Yeah.
That's great. Social media is the new record company. It's the new way to get signed to a label. But you should have recorded music. You should have something that's mixed, mastered properly, you could put out and people could buy and people could have. It's important.
Definitely very important. And he's the master. You guys, whatever he's
I'm
saying.
not the man. I'm doing okay.
No, at
If
least
I was
in
the
my
master,
eyes.
I'd be Michael Bublé or something like that. But I'm doing all right.
No, you're getting there, Sal.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
You're getting
Thank
there.
you.
And
I tell people,
I know it.
it's easy to get famous off a TV show. It's very hard to keep yourself at that level of being able to perform and sell tickets and do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you have a good team around you, and I've had a great team around me, as long as you have the support of your loved ones and you put a lot of focus into your work, then you'll be able to do it. I never turn down interviews like this, because you never know who's going to be watching. There's always a new fan out there.
Yep.
So you always got to keep your feet on the street and keep doing it.
Always.
Always. OS
For
life.
life.
Remember that. It's a hashtag. Tommy Ramola1.
Tommy,
on
if you're
Instagram.
watching this, we love you.
Everybody loves Tommy.
We all love you,
I
Tommy.
miss you, Tommy.
He'll be
See you in
back
like
soon.
a month. I'll be back soon. I'll be back very soon. We'll be cruising. Broadway very soon. Don't worry.
Summer's coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Right around the corner. That's why it's convertible weather in California right now. That's why I'm here. But it's been a crazy, crazy ride. 2 albums.
America's Got Talent gave you your start. Now this is kind of where the real work is beginning and began already.
Yeah,
And
it's began already, and thank God I've had my mom watches. God watches over me, but my mom watches over my business.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it's important. No one's gonna watch out for you like your mother.
Nobody
No one.
in the world.
No one. My mother, if she thinks that you're screwing with her baby, she will reach into your chest and pull out your heart, and you'll watch it beat in front of you if she thinks you're messing with me. That's why it's good to have you. Like, my mom watches my books. She makes sure that the money's going the right places and everything like that. It's very important to have. She also, she'll go on Facebook, and if she sees, someone sent a message about something like, oh, we'd really love a signed CD from Sal, she'll send it to me. She'll be like, hey, Sal, look at this. These people, they love you. They're from here. I've gone to people's houses and had dinner with them.
Really?
I've showed up to fans' houses
Wow.
and sat and had dinner with them.
See,
Yeah.
there's really not a kind soul.
I know people
this
are like, oh
out
my God,
there.
you're going to get, are you not worried about getting beat up? I'm like, yeah, they're going to kidnap me. They're going to pick me up.
No one can
and
touch
move-
this
Yeah,
guy.
no, are you kidding me? It's like trying to move a refrigerator across the room. You try to come at me. It's not going to happen. This is old, what, are these 2 old ladies from Jersey, you're gonna kidnap me? Really? It's so funny, and it's fun. And some people, that some of my fans are really loyal fans of mine, and sometimes I don't see them, and they'll reach out and they'll say, hey, Sal, we're sorry, we've fallen on hard times. And I'll just say, oh, well, I'm just gonna go over there and brighten their day. You know, you don't realize when you're in this world. It's so funny because you're still who you were when you went in. You don't realize that your presence and you walking up to people and you doing things for people like changes their day. Like it really makes a difference. You know, like I let you sit in the car when we.
I was like,
we're out front of the Laugh Factory in my Eldorado, and Shane's like, "Oh my God, can I take a picture with your car?" I'm like, "Get in it."
I was like,
"Get in the car."
Is this guy real
Sit
or
in the
what?
car.
I was like, is he real or what? He's trusting me. You
Well,
know,
the keys
and
weren't in the ignition, so where are you gonna go?
Even if they were, that
I'm
car.
standing right there. Where are you gonna go? And what happened? Did my seats like fall through the bottom of the car? Did the car go on fire?
You haven't seen
Did
it yet,
lightning
so.
strike me? No.
You didn't see what I did.
No.
You didn't see what I did.
See, it's not. You know, if you're standing there, you might as well. Like people will come up to me and be like, "Oh my God, my kids love you." I'm like, "Give me your phone." Like what? No, give me your phone. Turn around, take a video. The little things go so far, so far. Those are the things that keep you alive. Those are the things that keep you going. Those are the things that make fans for life. You know, a lot of people don't understand that. But that's what we've done. That's what I've been doing for the last 3 years is going out and living the life and doing all the stuff and traveling and seeing the world and driving nice cars and hanging out in nice hotels and things like that. And on the other hand, I've been able to really, you know, help people out. You know, we partners with Shriners Hospital for Children. We raise a lot of money for their hospitals, and which is important because they're all off donation. We do a lot of charity work, a lot of charity events, a lot of, you know, a lot of things on the arm, and it makes the difference at the end of the day. It makes you feel good, too.
Yeah.
Always makes you feel good.
I saw you with that one young boy. It was on YouTube.
Bobby?
Bobby, yeah.
Bobby Ritchie.
Bobby Ritchie, I think it was.
Yeah.
That probably made his life.
When I met Bobby, he was 6 years old. He has Down syndrome, and he had been diagnosed with leukemia. So the kid's a fighter. I mean, doesn't let you know that he's struggling at all. And you know, when he meets you, he's got this little raspy voice. And I brought him up on stage with me, and we were singing together. And that was the first night. And then we were at Madison Square Garden, and he was sitting front row. And I said, "Look, come up on stage with me again." So I said, "Why don't you give Bobby a mic?" And they're like, "Do you want us to turn it on?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want you to turn it on. Why else would I ask for a mic for him?"
Yeah.
He knew every word. 6 years old, knew every word to My Way.
Wow.
Every word. And he's in remission. So that's good. Thank God he's in remission.
Well.
He's doing well. I saw him about a month ago with him and his mom. His mom's another superstar. She brings him everywhere.
God bless their family.
Martino Cartier, Wigs and Wishes, great organization. Martino set us up. He's just a great man. He gives of himself every chance he has. And it's people like that who we've been able to meet. Gino Vento from Gino's Cheesesteaks in Philadelphia.
Oh, Philadelphia.
Everyone knows
there.
Pat's and Gino's. Everyone knows the big rivalry. And I always say Gino's is better, not only because the cheesesteaks are better, because Gino is such a great person that his heart permeates through the cheesesteak, I think. But we've been able to be in touch with a lot of great guys and do a lot of great things like that with Bobby Ritchie. So I tell people I'm very lucky to be able to do that. I'm very lucky to be able to go and do those things and reach people like that. I don't think a lot of people get the opportunity to do that. Music has a profound impact on people's lives. So if you can do it, if you have a natural talent to do it, you should share it. That's what we do.
See, everybody, Sal, his life was changed, and he's changing hundreds and thousands of people's lives, and this is the kind of man he is, everybody. Sal Valentinetti.
I'm me. I'm just a big guy with a lot of voice and a lot of heart. And that's how we go. That's how we roll. Take it easy, everybody.
Sal.
Shane.
Thank you for coming on the show, my friend.
I don't want to bust your hand up there, but
really,
a pleasure.
Don't worry about it.
A pleasure.
Thank you, everybody, for watching us. You're going to be seeing a lot more of this. This was only the second episode of this show, and we already had someone like Sal on. So thank you, everybody. Have a good day. And
Take it easy,
tune in
everybody.
for more. Take it easy, like
Ciao,
Tommy
ciao.
would say.